Hey guys, Firm here, and today I'm going to be testing the Lamborghini Centenario in multiplayer in Asphalt 9. Although this is the worst S-Class car, as I say in my best and worst cars in each class video, it is the second best car in the current multiplayer season. I have it 5-starred with the tuning of 12-12-6-6. Handling and nitro are the two less important upgrades, and I have them not upgraded to the max because they're so ridiculously expensive. This brings our car to a rank of 3280 with the speed and acceleration of one that is 600 rank higher. This is a great way to save money if you want nearly the same performance. So in this season, once you reach Platinum, you can use the Dodge Viper GTS and the Asterion. And when you reach Legend League, you can use the Centenario and the Lykan. Now the Lykan is definitely a better car than the Centenario, but I wanted to see how the Centenario would do against Lykans as well as the GS and Asterions, and so that is what we will be seeing in this video. In this race, we are facing 3 Vipers and 3 Asterions. Now, those cars are both slower than we are. The Centenario goes 233 miles per hour at this rank. The Asterion at max goes like 217 or something like that, and the Viper goes between 220 and 230. So the Centenario definitely has the speed advantage over every car in the season except for the Lykan. Here we have a bit of a battle passing this guy here, as I always do. I don't 360, I like to play clean, and thankfully he did as well, and so I was able to get past him. As I've said before in previous videos, the only time I will usually 360 and knock somebody down is when they've knocked me down first. So after a second lap, because there are 2-lap races this season, we come in first, ahead of 3 Vipers and 3 Asterions. Here we can see whether the Viper or the Asterion's better. Now for our first race against a Lykan. Now the Lykan can go nearly 260 miles per hour, which is a lot faster than this car, and it starts up at about the same speed. So it is definitely a struggle to beat Lykans in the Centenario, as we will see, but beating anything else in this season is fairly simple, as long as you don't have races where dumb things happen, like one did, and all of the races in this video are sequential except for that one that I don't want to talk about. So since the Lykan does have much higher top speed, he shockwaves and gets past me here. Now, if the Lykan does not make a mistake, it's rare that the Centenario is going to be able to beat him. And members of the pro team are usually very skilled, so we will see what happens. So for a while, my Lykan had been stuck at 15 out of 16 blueprints to 3-star, and the annoying thing was, I knew that I could get the final blueprint for it on Friday. However, I knew that before the season came out, and I did not know that I was going to be able to use the Lykan in the season, so I didn't purchase an extra one. But today I found an extra Lykan blueprint in the shop, so I purchased that, and you can expect a 3-star Lykan video soon. As we can see here, the Lykan is just getting further and further ahead because he's probably a good 25 miles per hour or so faster than we are. And again, as I said earlier, unless he makes a mistake, there's pretty much no way that I'm going to be able to catch up. So I flat spin up here, which is the best way to do it if you don't have shockwave, finish the second lap in which nothing really happens, and we come in second position, behind the Lykan but ahead of 2 Vipers, one of which was very close to our rank. In this race, we are facing 2 other Legions United members, RPM Lithium in his 3500 Centenario, and Guapachad, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, in his Viper. We hit a bunch of cars flat spinning here at the beginning, but thankfully we don't get knocked down, as has happened so many times at that turn. Somebody flies into the wall and wrecks. Not exactly sure what happened. The beginning of this specific US Midwest track is always havoc, and when we get to this section, people start settling into their positions. That is one thing that usually happens in Asphalt 9 multiplayer, at least to some extent. At the beginning, it's havoc. The people that get out without getting knocked down tend to get ahead and stay there unless they make a mistake or the people behind them have faster cars and catch up. But I think this doesn't happen quite to the extent that it did in Asphalt 8, because in Asphalt 8 everybody had their racing lines down and knew exactly what to do, and I think that in Asphalt 9, even with what I said, we still do have more changing positions throughout the race and things like that than we did in Asphalt 8. Because Asphalt 9 is more about keeping momentum than just picking up as much nitro as you can, and momentum is a lot harder to maintain, I believe. This is one of my least favorite US Midwest tracks, a lot because of that thing at the beginning with the ramp and everybody going up and flat spinning and half people knockdowning each other. Also, this ending here can be a bit difficult to get through without losing speed if you don't know how to do it just right. So oftentimes either people catch up to me or I catch up to them on that stretch because somebody usually slows down quite a bit. So here he flat spins off to the side there. That is faster if there is no train, but if you don't do it right and you hit the wall and lose a bunch of speed and don't have nitro, you are going to fall behind, and that's what happened in this race, and thus we beat him. But you see, he was not too far behind. Now this next race is a battle between me and two Lykans, both of which are higher ranked. And you will see that while the Lykan is definitely a faster car and a superior car to the Centenario can put up a fight. So if you don't have the Lykan, I would say you can definitely get above 1600 rating at least in the Centenario. That is, of course, assuming you don't meet Lykans in every single race in Legends League, because that would be a bit tougher. But as you can see in this video, I didn't face Lykans every race in Legends League. And you know what the funny thing is? I've gotten up to above 1600 rating in my Lykan this season, and what's really weird is in a lot of the races, I'm still facing Vipers and Asterions instead of more Centenarios and Lykans. Of course, I do face them more often than I did when I was in my Asterion, for example, but still, it's not every single race. So currently, we're in 2 out of 3 position, with the one Lykan not too far ahead of us, and the other Lykan quite far behind. He's not even on the map right now. However, as you will remember, the Lykan goes like 25 miles per hour faster, so you can expect him to catch up throughout the race. Now, one annoying thing about the races being 2 laps is if you are in a slower car, if the faster cars make a mistake, there is more of a chance for them to catch up. This makes it more difficult in this season for the Centenarios to beat the Lykans, because you see here I would have come in 2nd position because that other Lykan back there made a mistake, but now he's catching up quite fast to me, as you can see, and it will be very difficult to hold him off for another lap. This is one thing I really wish they would add into Asphalt 9, is a voting system to choose the laps. Maybe not necessarily even the track, because having a variety of tracks and not certain ones that people choose all the time is nice, but I really think we should be able to choose 1 or 2 laps so that it's not always one or the other, and so not always the top speed or always the fast accelerating ones have the upper hand. So I think aside from making the knockdowns more consistent, that is pretty much the best thing they can do for Asphalt 9 multiplayer right now. So the one Lykan passed us, but then we passed the other one, but then he passed us again, and thus we are in 3 out of 3, not far behind though, but very close to the finish line. So the Lykan to the left is taking an interesting route. So this is something that I believe was discovered quite recently. If you go up that ramp, get enough shockwave to go up the hill and land on the left, it might be faster. I don't know. It's around the same from what I have seen. I haven't actually tried it myself. It doesn't really seem to give a big advantage, and I personally don't think it's worth the risk, because I have seen someone wreck there. In this race, we are facing Danny in his slightly higher ranked Centenario. Now, this was an interesting race because I know this guy from the official Asphalt 9 Legends Discord. Yeah, if you didn't know that they had one, they do. I'll try to remember to put a link to it in the description. So this was quite an interesting race. It's always fun to race people that I recognize. More fun than racing strangers. While it's more nerve-wracking, I personally think it leads to more interesting races. Now, I have had some races recently with some people that I know that haven't gone so well, but other ones with people that I know have. So yeah, I just personally would rather play against people I know than people I don't. And another reason I think is because if you know somebody, they are most likely less likely to knock you down, at least from my experience. So we've gotten pretty far ahead of our competitor, and not much happens in the rest of the race, and we come in 1st position. And now we come to our final race of the video, which is probably one of the crazier races that I had in my Centenario. So it's a good race to end the video off with. I believe this is the best route at the beginning of this track. Pick up the yellow nitro, pick up the blue nitro here, get a near miss on the truck, and then shockwave over this next hill. As you can see there, I knocked somebody down and have gotten into 2nd position. So there is a Lykan in this race, a member of the pro team, but he's not actually the car ahead of us right now. The one ahead of us right now is an Asterion. The car right behind us is the Lykan. Now, because of his higher top speed, he gets past right here. And so at this point I was thinking, he's probably gonna go far first, I'm gonna pass the Asterion, and I'm gonna come in 2nd. But no, the Asterion knocks down the Lykan, I think by pushing him to the side in the air, and then I somehow bump him from behind, don't get knocked down, and then knock him down by shockwaving him around that turn. A lot of knockdowns going on in this race so far. So I guess I'll now give my general review about this car. While it is the worst S-Class car, it is the 2nd best car in this season, and thus if you don't have the Lykan, it's probably your best choice. Unless, of course, you don't have it start up very much, in which case the Viper or Asterion is probably going to be better. Because at low stars, the Centenario just does not feel all that great. But if you have it at 5 stars and want to save some money, remember top speed and acceleration are the most important and can make you nearly as powerful as a maxed one with spending a lot less money. So we finished this race in first position ahead of that Lykan. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 8 and Asphalt 9 content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!